Your wife with you? Yeah. Good. Hey, Sue. Great to see you.
I always couple a certain percentage of my performances to help people in need. My family and I think my kids are listening, Stephen, Sarah, and Emily out there listening, but we did a 3,600-mile tour across America probably 15 years ago now to raise money and awareness for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I always do something for people in need. We've all had our battles and all had things that we have gone through, and if I'm able to do it, I always like to use my music to sort of uplift people, but also financially help some people if I can.
Right. That's the way of the world. Well, that's the way the world should be.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great people doing a lot of generous
Mm-hmm.
things out there. The headlines, if it bleeds, it leads. We just hear bad news, sadly, on the news. But there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things, like yourself. With the special needs concerts and all that.
Yep. Great. Well, you brought your guitar.
Yes, I did.
I think you ought to put a little tune in.
Yeah, well, you just played Catskill Mountains, so I'll do something different. Just want to make sure that mic is on too.
Yep, I got it all primed.
Any requests, Scott?
Well, I've always liked Sarah.
You read my mind. Maybe I'll play a little harmonica too.
Song about your daughter.
Well, the story is, I had most of the song done, and I needed a name. And my daughter Sarah was dancing around the kitchen right at that point. So I plugged her name in. The story is sort of about somebody who's had a bit of a hard life, and Sarah, oh, where you been? Been looking around, you're nowhere to be found. Sarah, oh, where you been? I've been looking around, nowhere to be found. I know the road's been hard, got to be harder to get, and I know things are not easy. Now all for me and you, Sarah, oh, where you been? Been looking around, you're nowhere to be found. Sarah, oh, where you been? I've been looking around, you're nowhere to be found. I know that you're lonely, girl, I'm lonely too. I know you wanna go home, child, but there ain't no home to go to. Sarah, oh, where you been? Been looking around, you're nowhere to be found. Sarah, oh, where you been? Been looking around, you're nowhere to be found. seen things come and go. And so Catskill Mountains is inspired by that. But really proud of that CD, and thanks for playing it. I know you play it, pretty regularly, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like everything you do, but something just draws me to that one too.
Yeah,
I
it
throw
seems
that
to be
on at least
resonating.
once a month.
Yeah, it seems to be resonating with people. I'm getting some good traction on that, which is great.
Now, do you still have your place at the lake?
No, we sold that. My family had a place in Lake Wallenpopack, but sadly we just weren't getting there. We loved it, but we weren't getting there. So we sold it last summer to a family that's a great family, and they're going to enjoy it. But I kept my little cabin, and the cabin is probably literally as big as this room with a little loft and a porch, and off grid with a little outhouse. But we have great times, and we do some fly fishing up there. We bring the guitars up there and hang out. But that's sort of where my heart is. The Catskills. I always loved it up there. So I get a lot of inspiration to write when I'm there, and just ideas for songs,
Yep.
And I used to do sort of a fan. Well, we still do it, but about 20 years ago, we used to do a big camp out with all musicians and bands, but it just got a little crazy. But I used to do a little festival up there.
That was on the ski slope, right?
No, that was at my little cabin.
Okay.
On the ski center, I started Rock the Mountain,
Yeah.
which also benefited Spectrum for Living, which is an adult home for adults with physical and mental disabilities. But Rock the Mountain, we did it for about 7 years at the old Sterling Forest Ski Center, which is about 40 minutes north of New York City. And at its prime, we probably had a 2-day, 3-day festival that drew about 1,500 people, and with camping.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was instrumental in bringing and helping run the Mighty High Mountain Festival at Sterling Forest, Tuxedo Ridge. And that was a whole sort of Grateful Dead. And actually, Railroad Earth was there a few times.
Yeah.
And we probably had 4,000 people on the hill,
Mm-hmm.
with maybe 1,000 people camping. So that was a good little festival. And sadly, the ski center got bought out and sold, and so it's just sadly just sitting there vacant now. But my latest project is this concert to end homelessness, which is, again, we were talking about earlier, in its second year. I'd like to build this into a multi-day festival for a great cause.
Yeah.
And the music. Last year I had Professor Louie and the Chromatics with the Woodstock Horns. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
9-piece band, which was a great day of music. And I think each year is uniquely different. Not that one year's better than the next, but I tell you, this year I got a great line. About more bands this year. Last year I had some solo acoustic, then just a couple bands, where this year it's just Fred Arger solo acoustic, and then everything else is full instrumentation, full bands.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just going to be a great day.
Good.
Great day.
Hopefully great weather, because
Yeah, I think it looks fine. I think compared to the weather, what it's been, I think we're going to get 60 and partly cloudy. So.
Did you have snow yesterday?
Oh gosh, we've been getting flurries all the time.
Yeah.
Just can't seem to shake this.
No, we better get 7 straight months of summer. That's what
I said to my wife Susan, I said, really, our heat is only going to be off 5 months this year, because it's my heat is still cranking in my house. It's going to be May through September if you're lucky. So whatever, spring is coming. Spring is coming. Anybody listening in that Greenwood Lake, Warwick? Greenwood Lake is about an hour, 45 minutes north of New York City. So really, it's a beautiful ride. Greenwood Lake is great. A lot of restaurants, a lot of pubs. And come to the All Day Music Festival, and it's for a great cause. Great bands. So April 28th in Greenwood Lake, if anybody's listening out there and is in an hour radius, I think it's definitely worth the ride. Facebook. It's a Thursday, May 10th. But I'm doing I'm going to perform a set, but then there'll be an open mic format. So give people an opportunity to perform that maybe don't get out that much, or and build that community. So that's May 10th. June 7th I'll be in Greenwood Lake at an art gallery, actually doing a sort of a listening event at an art gallery. But I recently did the Falcon up in Marlborough, New York, which is a great venue. You should. It's a little far for you, but it's a venue that you would really enjoy. And then I did the old Mexicali Live, which is now called Debonair Music Hall in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I did that anywhere this month. I put it on my Facebook today to people to tune in. People can listen on their phone, tablets, so it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and you don't know. I mean, have people listen all over the world. That's the beauty of music, right?
And actually, right now you have a listener in New Mexico, Paul.
Well, there you go.
Who came to your first show at my place.
Really? Oh, great. Hey, Paul, what's up? That's awesome, and that's the power of music, And, I've been through some hard times. We all have. And I have people that have, sort of my music has made a connection with, 10 years ago, and they'll still, come to a show or email me, say, hey, Rob, your CD got me through some hard times. Or, I was going through some hard times, but I listened to your CD and I just knew everything was going to be okay. Hard to put a price on that, when you sort of make that connection with somebody. Just like music has made a connection with us. Like, I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan, an Allman Brother fan, and Harry Chapin fan. And when you're listening to a song and you're like, wow, right? And that's what sort of inspired me to write songs. So I loved music so much that I was like, boy, I have to get on this side of the mic. I have to try to write a song. And for anybody listening out there, I got my first guitar when I was 25. I put out my first CD when I was 40. And in the last 10 years, I got to open up for some of my musical heroes, guys from Leonard Skinner and Bad Company. I got to meet the Allman Brothers backstage. I got to, sort of have a couple quick conversations with Greg Allman before he died backstage, and hand him one of my CDs and say, hey, you were a great influence on me. But if I would have never taken that journey, that would have never happened.
Right.
And, I didn't have confidence in myself as a singer-songwriter, but it was just something I had to do. So anybody listening, I always encourage people, whatever you want to do, whether it's music or coaching or crocheting or whatever your thing is, do it. And you never know where it might lead you.
Yep.
You don't know. And it might not be to fame and fortune and riches, but boy, the journey is really, really special. And again, you and I know each other now for 10 years or more. And we've done some musical things together. We've just gone out to dinner together. So, you don't know where it might take you.
Very good.
Yeah. Are we broadcasting live on Facebook?
We most certainly are.
Awesome.
Hey,
everybody out there who's watching and listening, hope you're enjoying. Thanks so much.
Let's get another tune in.
Yeah. I'm going to do a Greg Allman or Allman Brothers song since we were talking about that. People say that you're no good, and I wouldn't cut you loose, baby, if I could. I seem to stay down on the ground, baby, I'm too far gone to turn around. Only you make up your mind. Take me where you're going, baby, or leave me laid behind. Woman, you got those come and go blues. Lord, you got those come and go blues. No, you got me feeling like a fool. Lord, you got those come and go blues. No, you got me feeling like a fool, just like a fool. Thanks.
Hey, let's go to a short break
Well,
and let's close out with a good tune here.
Yeah. Well, again, do you have any requests?
Well, you know I do love Catskill Mountains, but anything you want to do.
Let's do Lonely Heart. And she's so warm, thin like paper, it hurts. And every move she made for love did not work. And every now and then at the diner, she'd see his smiling face. And that's when she was reminded of 1,000 points of grace. And she remembers when her hair flowed like wine. There's a disco in the alley, there's a ballet on the boulevard. They're protesting at the courthouse, but silence in her lonely, lonely heart. In her lonely, lonely heart. Dog-eared pictures line a room, better days gone by. And she mostly forgets to eat or drink, lights a cigarette and tries not to cry. And she remembers when her hair flowed like wine. There's a disco in the alley, there's a ballet on the boulevard. They're protesting at the courthouse, but silence in her lonely, lonely heart. In her lonely, lonely heart. She brushes her hair and puts on some new makeup and heads down to the diner to see him. And through those tattered curtains, she remembers where they've been. And she remembers when her hair flowed like wine. There's a disco in the alley, there's a ballet on the boulevard. And they're protesting at the courthouse, but silence in her lonely, lonely heart. 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 In her lonely heart. In her lonely, lonely heart.
Mr. Rob Cannillo. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, before you take off,
Yeah.
another DJ friend of mine out in the West Coast always closes her interviews with 3 questions.
Uh-oh.
Now, the first question I can tell you doesn't have a wrong answer to it, but in your opinion, what is better, the hit series MASH or Big Bang Theory?
You know, I just started watching Big Bang, so I can't really, I would say MASH then, because I know MASH better. I think MASH.
Yeah, we're about the same age, so.
Yeah.
But Big Bang is a great
Oh, it's a great show. I just started watching it. Great show.
Now, these other 2 questions obviously have a wrong answer, okay? The New York Giants or the Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, Scott. Come on. You know the answer to that. I'm
The
big
Eagles,
I'm
yeah.
Big Blue all the way. New York Giants.
Not last Super Bowl you weren't.
No, but congratulations. I rooted for your Philadelphia Eagles. As hard as that was for me, I did root for you and the Eagles. And I'm very happy for all Eagles fans. But I am a Giant fan through and through, blue and blue. But I was very happy for the Eagles fans. I think you definitely deserved it.
It's about time we got one.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But the last one, the New York Mets or the Philadelphia Phillies?
I'm a New Jersey guy, so New York Mets.
Yeah, we're only one game behind you. Rob Cannillo, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks so much for the invite, and thanks for everybody for listening. Yeah, look for me on Facebook, and hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah. All right, Rob. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Scott.
And let's kick this rest of this before the hour with little John Craigie. That is great. Thank you.
Blinded by your shadow.